Hello team, so welcome back to the next video. In this one we will be discussing about our next problem, which is the final problem of this exercise. What is the time complexity of the following snippet? And we'll be going through this one. And what I have done here is I have taken this code. I'm going to use it in code sandbox to make it understand a little bit better. I'll be going through each of the actions that is happening within this code, and I'll be describing it separately so that it will be easier to understand. So let's see what this code is actually doing here. Okay, we have created a function, and this function is called check. So in I'm assuming that this is going to check between three values of a, b and c. Okay, now the values of a, b and c I'm unsure of, but I'm sure that this is this could be in numbers. Okay, considering the how we are iterating through and we are comparing that I, where I is an integer, and we are comparing it with a as a condition, so I suppose a, b and c are numbers. Okay, so we will be iterating through multiple layers here. Okay, we have three parameters. The first parameter is where we check the for loop, we run a for loop. Okay, I'm not sure what we are checking here, so I'll leave it as it is. First I'll need to understand what we are doing here is we are running a loop from 0 to a. Okay, a minus 1 actually, right? Because a will be the value and we are running it until 1, we are starting it from 0, so in total it will be running for the value of a. That will be the times this loop will be running. Okay, now inside that for loop we have another for loop from 0 to j minus 1. Okay, no, it's not j minus 1, sorry, it's b minus 1. The next loop we are running is from 0 to b minus 1. Wait, it's not minus 1, it is going through end of the last element of b as well, which means this is going to be, this has a length of b plus 1. Okay, so here we are iterating through b plus 1. The length will be, I'm putting the length inside the bracket so that it is easier to understand. Now third, we are again iterating from 0 to c, and where again 0 till end of c. We are equalizing the value, not just smaller than c but equal to the value of c. And then we are printing all the elements, we are printing all the values of I, j and k inside our third for loop, which is the value of k, which is until the value of c, and we will iterate through it. So let's suppose we have, we can directly check this. by using this value, supposing that we have 2, 3 and 4, and let's see what does the output comes out. So we have a would be 2, the second for loop will be 3 plus 1 4, then the third for loop will be 4 plus 1 5. Okay, let's see if actually let's do a dry run and see what will happen exactly. Okay, so the first for loop value of I is 0. Okay, we'll go to the value of j is also 0, then value of k is also 0. Once we are there, we will log it. I comma j comma k, so that will be 0 0 0. Okay, value of 1 is not increasing, is it? So k will first complete its value from 0 1 2 3. I've just used the automatic code here. Okay, so it will keep on incrementing the value of k. So once the k is finished, the end value of k should be what? Should it be 4 or should it be 5? Well, I would say it should be 5, or it would be 4, but as we are starting it from 0, okay, the value of k is equal to going to be equal to 4, because that is what our last value is, 4, right? The total times this loop will be running is 5 times, because we are starting it from 0, we are ending it at 4. So from 0 to 4 it is 0 1 2 3 4. These are 5 times this is running. If we would be running this for 4 times, that would be 0 1 2 and 3. We will be running it until the value, the k's value is 3, which is less than the value of 4, which will be assigned here as the value of c. Okay, so let's see what the output comes as. Right, so as we were expecting, first the k's last value is going to be 4, then we will iterate through. The b's last value should be 3, 1 2 and 3, right? So this is the last value. Then we go to the then the for loop executes for the next one, uh, which is 2. So the first time when on this loop where we ran it until a minus 1, so the length of it is going to be 2, which is 0 and 1, right? We didn't go until the last value of 2, we didn't use it in the comparison here. So it never went to, it was 0, the first value was 0, the I, and the second value was 1. We never went to the third no, iteration of the loop, because the total value is 2. So now the time complexity questions: how much time would have we would have taken to run and produce this output? Is every time we are using this, so we have first iteration of I, second iteration of j, and third iteration of k. The value of those is, here we had is equal to 2, this was is equal to 3, this was is equal to 5, right? And this was not actually 3, this was 4 times, right? So in short, we have this output in 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5. That is our time complexity, because we ran this iteration 5 times. It took 5 times uh, the time it should take to execute, and click with 5 times we basically logged, we 5 times we wrote this value on the screen. It took that much time. Then we did this 5 times every 4 times of this iteration in J, right? So 5 times 4 times, and every time we printed these values, we did that for the iteration of 0 to 2, which is 2 times we did this for this. So in short, we have a time complexity of big O notation. Okay, we made it as A, that was the first value, then B star C. Okay, that is going to be our time complexity for this one. But as I assume that it was not just the B, so I would say B plus 1 and C plus 1, because we traverse one more element inside these last two arrays. It would have been the same for them, but it is not. Why? Just because of the equal to operator that we have used, and these four loops have run one more extra time. So in my accordance, this should be the time complexity for this following code. Okay, so if you have any queries, if you find there is any problem or any thing that we need to mention here, and for the time complexity of this code, I'd be very happy for you to drop a comment or let me know, so that we can work on this and make this concept more clear. Thank you so much, and hope you have a good day. Cheers, bye bye.